The tiny treasure that promises mighty adventures right here on this shelf. $1,500? Who can afford this madness? Is my money too small? Or is the world gone mad?
What? The same treasure costs so little here. Incredible!
Then you discover something unbelievable. In another country, the exact same pill costs almost nothing. At that moment, your brain feels like it is cracking open. And this is where the invisible hand enters the story and smacks you across the face. The invisible hand, hero, fool, or wild creature. Human beings once believed something very comforting. If each person follows his or her self-interest, the market will magically adjust itself. That was the idea of Adam Smith. It sounds beautiful. You chase your carrot, and somehow the whole tribe benefits. But there is one thing Smith did not emphasize. What if the creature holding the carrot is drunk? Because sometimes the invisible hand does not lead. Sometimes it destroys. Instead of guiding, it kicks the market straight into the ground. Prices explode. The rich grow richer. The poor collapse into the dust. The market does not save anyone. And the invisible hand simply falls asleep. When the invisible hand loses its mind, listen closely, tribe. The invisible hand is not magic. It is more like a creature of the forest. When calm, it leads you to fruit. When wild, it crushes your hut. People used to believe the market always fixes itself. Reality laughs at that belief. The market behaves like a clumsy cousin. Sometimes he catches a rabbit. Sometimes he rolls into the mud. And when the market fails, the consequences are real. People lose homes, banks collapse, medicine prices rise higher than the price of a car. Families cry, lives are destroyed. This is not theory. This is the real world. Imagine you sell berries. Your berries taste good. People come to you. You raise the price. If the price becomes too high, people walk away. You lower the price, balance returns. That is the invisible hand, tiny pushes, tiny pulls, creating order from chaos. Competition works the same way. The skilled hunter brings home a mammoth. The unskilled hunter brings home roots and leaves. Markets reward those who build better tools, better ideas, better products. But here is the truth that matters most. The invisible hand only works when people have the same information, and when competition is real. 3 moments when the invisible hand fails. 1. Externalities. You light a fire to stay warm. Smoke drifts into your neighbor's home. You enjoy comfort. Your neighbor coughs. The market does not count the coughing, and the true cost disappears. 2. Monopoly. When a single person controls everything, that person can charge whatever he wishes. That is how a pill becomes $1,500. Not because it costs that much to make, but simply because someone wants it to be so. 3. Asymmetric information. The seller knows everything. The buyer knows very little. In 2008, millions of people bought financial products they believed were safe. Hidden inside were toxins. The result was a global explosion. Banks fell. Homes vanished. Savings evaporated. The invisible hand stood aside and shrugged. Let us travel back to that year. People built houses. People sold houses. Banks bundled loans, traded them, and celebrated as if they had discovered gold. Everyone believed they were geniuses. Then the market crashed like a giant boulder. House prices plunged. Banks froze. Millions lost their homes, their jobs, their future. This is what happens when the market is left alone with greed and blindness. At the same time, the pharmaceutical world pushed drug prices to cruel heights. Sick people paid with their lives. One side lost homes. The other lost hope. All because the invisible hand acted without wisdom. Here is the good news. The invisible hand is not always wild. When humans set clear rules, watch one another closely and limit greed, the invisible hand becomes powerful again. It becomes the engine of progress. That is why we have organizations that monitor drug prices. That is why we have agencies that watch banks. That is why we have laws against monopolies. Not to break the market, but to stop the market from breaking us. Without those boundaries, we would repeat the nightmare of impossible drug prices. We would keep falling into the same fire. The invisible hand is strong. It pushes innovation. It gives us better products. It improves life. But if we abandon it, it becomes dangerous. It can stomp the entire tribe, so understand it. Watch it, guide it, and never worship it blindly. When used correctly, it gives fruit. When ignored, it delivers pain. And now, tribe, you see the truth. Markets are powerful. The invisible hand is unpredictable. But you are wiser than before. Me make more soon.
Subscribe for more wisdom and follow the journey ahead. Remember to watch, learn, and grow.